Hi everybody, and welcome back to part 20 now of Persona 4 Golden. In the last part, Rise had gone missing, had been kidnapped, and we were trying to find information so that we could go find her. And in this part, pretty much it's going to be sorry, for this part it's pretty much going to be going through it's going through pretty much the first half of the dungeon. But here what we're doing at the moment is, because once you've seen the paparazzi guy, the previous day, you then have to go, the next day you have to go off and you have to find the photographer. You have to trade information with him. And you do that for, I think, all three. She's different on TV, she's stressed out, and the other one. Whatever the other one is, I can't remember. Didn't look. Couldn't see, it went by too quick. But once you've swapped all the information that you can, he gives you another piece of information. And now we're able to go back to the TV, and we're able to report back to Teddy about what we've found out about Rise, and make our way towards the dungeon, which is awesome. So yeah, we're going to be going to the next dungeon in the game, which will show up in a few minutes, I guess, once we've spoken to Teddy, and he's taken us to it.
More about this girl, Rise-chan? Her real self. I see. She's just like me. A delicate,
And this
sentimental type.
part here, Teddy talking about, she's just like her.
There's something out there.
Oh,
Is this it? Can I find
there.
her?
She's just like him.
Follow me.
It starts a bit of a weird, an interesting character arc, I guess, for the whole of this dungeon with Teddy.
What is this place? It's all dark.
So anyway, this is the
Oh, like the kind you always find in
this is
resort
the
towns.
third dungeon of the game.
You do right.
This is the Mariuku Striptease.
But we don't have one. Our inn is
Yes,
not like
I did
that.
just say that.
So this
It's a
is
bit of
dungeon.
it's
I know what that is. It's the thing zebras
bad joke from
have,
Teddy there.
right?
Oh.
It's probably the
Strip, like a zebra, right?
That's so
I'll just say it's the dungeon that I was the most taken aback by when I first played through the game.
Doesn't anyone get the joke?
And Teddy keeps going with his joke. Strip, it's something zebras have.
Zebras have.
Can anyone shut this thing up? Huh? Zebra? Sorry, what are we talking about?
Never mind. I like that little interaction
Let's
there.
hurry on.
Yeah, it's pretty amusing. So anyway, we're now going to go into the Mariuku Striptease, the third dungeon of the game. Yeah, so the music in this dungeon is actually pretty suggestive. I don't know how else to say it. I don't really.
3 enemies, but they're too slow.
So yeah, so these are the persistent fuzz, which repel fire, ice, elec, and wind, and are neutral to everything else. And we also had the what was the other thing we had? I'm trying to see, it's here somewhere.
2 enemies, charge.
The Sonic Raven. It is weak to elec, and if you attack it with wind, it will regain health. So they're pretty. The persistent fuzz, actually, I do really like their kind of design. really bizarre, but I kind of like it. You know, it's like a bear in a trench coat and a brown hat with a key, with a hole in the middle of him with a key dangling. It's kind of weird, but I like it. Do I leave this one in? I do. It's okay.
It's our turn first. There's 3 enemies.
What are these? This one here is the Soul Dancer, and it doesn't have any weaknesses, so that's kind of annoying. And the other one was the Creative Relic, which is strong against physical attacks, and wind, and weak to elec. So it's and you know everything else is neutral. So they're pretty straightforward and pretty simple. One thing I should have done for Let's Play's sake, which I've started doing now, is just to analyze them, just so I can get what the name of the dungeon is, so I can get what the name of the characters are. So these things, that's the Soul Dancer.
Good work,
And
Sensei. That's 1 so far. Oh, jeez.
I don't know what the name of these things are. Oh, these are the Miss... Yes, these are the Miss Jean. They're strong against fire and ice, and they're weak to electricity and neutral to everything else. And, you know, have normal damage to everything else. I like their design as well, the Miss Jean. It's kind of like, I guess thank you. It's like a female, you know, like a person made out of a double helix, which is pretty cool design. I kind of like it. So yeah, this in terms of the aesthetics and the design of this dungeon, it's a pretty interesting design. It kind of gives off the feel that it was trying to give off. You know, trying to give off a feel of a kind of strip joint. You know, like that kind of place. Yeah, you can go, Tom. It does give off that feel, and it gives off that kind of atmosphere. The music does help with that a lot. It's very heavy bass, and at the same time it's very suggestive music. I guess that's the best way to put it. Oh, we've got a... Did I cut that out? Yeah, I did cut that out. Good. Shadow jumped out of the box. Yeah, so we've pretty much used up all the enemies we're going to see in this. And that's the end of the dungeon, the first floor. Pretty straightforward and simple. This dungeon as well is, yeah, so Teddy's getting a little bit drunk. Don't drink. Naughty bear. Okay, so what are we facing this time?
I smell 4 enemies.
These are the,
Your stuff. 3 enemies down. Wow,
I'm trying to work it.
Great, Sensei. Go for broke.
I think these are... They're dead now. Oh god, I should have really done this better. But I think they're the idle basalt. Weak to fire and weak to ice. Strong against... no, weak to electricity, sorry. They're strong against ice and wind, and neutral to everything else, so... you know, pretty easy. I don't really like their design. They look kind of bland to me personally. But yeah, as I was saying, with the music is very suggestive. But I did, after playing the game a few times, it has gone into my head, so I kind of like it, I guess. In terms of the dungeon itself, like its structure, it's simple structure of there aren't any gimmicks with it. It's just, you know, go from floor to floor to floor, mid-tier boss, at around about floor, what floor is it on? On the 7th floor, and then you face off against the main boss on floor 10 or 11. So it's kinda nice, and we've already seen these. Yeah, that's the Miss Jean and also the Creation Relic. Yes, that's right, the Creation Relic as well. So yeah, pretty simple, easy fight, and I can't remember. I think it's either this dungeon or the next one where I kind of stopped playing for a while in the middle.
There are 3 enemies.
Yeah, so these two are weak to Matsuo.
2 enemies down. Wonderful, Sensei.
I always do for that strategy.
Amazing, Sensei. You beat 2 of them.
That's the Death Seeker. There it is, Death Seeker. That is only weak to light, and it's only weak to light, and it is kind of gets normal damage from everything else. There is a variation of those later in the dungeon, or it could be in another dungeon down the line. I can't remember. Which is pretty annoying because because it absorbs like pretty much every other type of attack, and there's only one type of attack which you can use on it to damage it, and it's, you know, it's all about working out what it's weak to, and it's just a bit of a pace breaker and a bit of an annoying enemy, but it's not ridiculously difficult. It's just I don't know, it's just a pain in the ass. I don't really like it that much. So yeah, we're walking down corridors, walking down hallways. What more can I say? And we got one more enemy. Do I show it? Oh god, got caught in the corner. No, I don't. There we go. That's something else. Quick little thing that I noticed, which I kind of like, is the fact that the little chests which contain items. What are you, a fucking dog? But yeah, the design of the chests slightly changed depending on which dungeon you're in, which I kind of like.
2 enemy shadows. You get to go first.
So what are these? They're weak to ice. What are they?
Now's our chance. You ready? Good answer.
Oh, these are the Venus Eagles. They are weak to ice, strong against wind, and then have normal damage to everything else. So yeah, their variation, I think, design-wise, on the Sonic Raven, which is only weak to electricity. So here we go. We're going to see. So yeah, this is a bit of a change up from the.
It must be her other self.
Well, I guess it's not really a change. It's what am I talking about? It's not a change up at all. This is what happens normally, that we've in the first 2 or 3 floors of the dungeon. We come face to face with Risei's, with the person who's been kidnapped, their shadow. So yeah, we're now we've been we're now found Risei's shadow. I do like this. This is kind of funny, and I do like Kanji's response. Were we like that? He's a bit nervous.
The roar, the crowd is insane this time. Oh, it's making me feel
So yeah, this is kind of the theory that people might be watching what's going on, which is kind of weird. In terms of Shadow Risei's design, it's kind of a subtle design change in that basically the only thing that's different is she's got small pupils and like yellow gold, like yellowy orangey eyes, but it's enough of a change to make her seem very demonic. It looks kind of it looks very creepy. I don't really. It's a cool little change up in design, but yeah, it's interesting. You know, one little change and it changes the look. Like, you know, it changes the look of her character just absolutely completely. So do we face a yay new enemy? What? And I keep using I mean, I hate doing that. God, they're dead, and I can't remember what enemy they were. So they were weak to elect. Let's have a look. I think they're the rain wheel. Yeah, they're the rain wheel, I think. Weak to electricity, and they drain physical, fire, ice, and wind. So they're quite a pain in the ass enemy to take down. And then they have normal damage against light and dark. But, you know, you should have an electrical attack by this point, so they're not going to be an issue. And of course the red enemies are kind of more difficult, and they're more difficult enemies.
Wow, Sensei, that's 4 now.
I don't know what they are. I think that is. I think they were. Yeah, I think they were the Sonic Ravens. Yeah, they're the Sonic Ravens, I think. I think so. Oh no, yeah, the Sonic Ravens they are. They're weak to electricity, and they drain wind and normal damage to everything else. The other enemy is the Enslaved Beast. They're strong against electricity, and they're weak to wind, and they have normal damage against everything else. So, pretty. Like I say, with most of these early enemies, I don't have a key, so I can't unlock that, which is fucking painful for me. Kleptomania, but yeah, majority of the enemies of the game are are weak to. If you choose Yosuke, Yukiko, and Chie, they're weak to most of those types, because Chie's ice, Yosuke's wind, and Yukiko's fire, so they get pretty decent coverage, you know, type attack, you know, they're pretty decent type coverage, so yeah, they're not really going to be an issue. So yeah, the majority of the dungeons, until much later on, we can leave. You can leave. There you go. Now we're on to the 4th floor. Here we are, 4th floor. So we're on to the 4th floor of the Maruyuku Striptease. This is probably the first dungeon where I was a bit taken aback by what they were able to get away with, put stuff they put in this game. It's probably the least, I think it's the least subtle in terms of, because obviously there's a lot of symbolism in this game about I got the Gusp out there, which is useful. That increases the effectiveness of wind attacks. Good to give that to Yosuke. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of symbolism in these games about psychology and all that kind of shit. And so far, we've not faced anything. Nope, nothing yet. Snuff Soul, that gives you an SP replenish, which is handy. They're very useful. I think it's only 20 SP, but you know, every little helps, as they say. So, but yeah, this was the one which I would say was the least subtle. I mean, Atlas are not known for their subtlety when it comes to this kind of, when it comes to symbolism and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this dungeon was the most in your face, I think, about it. And so far, we haven't. This is going to be a really short. Yeah, it's going to be a really short floor because we're done. That's it. We're done. We're done with floor 4. Let's move on to floor 5. I guess floor 4 didn't have a lot of new enemies. It had a lot of recycled ones from the first 3. Teddy, fucking hell. He does get a bit of character development during this dungeon, especially during the final battle. So it'll be interesting to go through that. And oh look, we found a golden hand. The only thing they're really useful for is oh fuck you, ran into me. Oh yeah, I'm showing these because of the new enemies. He escapes, you prick. I think they're weak to elec, so let's see. Yeah, they're weak to electricity. Where are we? They are the Forgotten Hableri. They are weak to elec, and they don't have any effect against fired attacks. Don't have any effect on them, and the rest of them cause the rest of the other types of attack cause normal damage. I can't stand it when the enemies like run into you. It's fucking annoying as hell.
I smell 2 enemies. Beat them up.
Are you weak to elec? So the foe's enraged. So we're gonna hit my guru. And they're both dead. Let me try and remember, what was that one? We're on floor number 5. What was it? I think that was the Liberating Idol. Yeah. Which is weak to fire and normal damage against everything else. Ah, I know what this one is. This is the Blooming Bambino. It has no weaknesses. It drains ice attacks. So if you hit it with an ice attack, it recovers health. These are the ones. The the Forgotten Hableri are weak to elec, and that's about it. Yeah, the Bambino. I would have thought because they're like green, and not because they're green, but because they've got like flowers on their head, that they'd be weak to fire, but whatever. So yeah, this is what happens when you run out of space. You have to get rid of a persona in order to bring in another one. Sorry. In New Game Plus, you get you start off with 12 spaces, but if you're doing this game for the first time, then you start off with a maximum of 3 spots, so you can have 3 personas at once, and then that goes up throughout the game, through the course of the game, and it's a maximum of 12 you can hold at any one point. The reason why it's 12 is because you get up to 12 persona fusion, and that gives you like the strongest personas in the whole game. But you know, there's only, I think, I don't know how many there were. I think there's about 6 ones you could potentially make. Like, you know, the most powerful persona. I think it's one for every type. And the only time you can do that, I believe, and you can only do it if you've got like certain ones, so you have to have 12, you have to exact the 12, what am I trying to say? In order to make the most powerful personas in the game with Free Fusion, you have to have 12 specific personas in order to make them. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we're on the 6th floor. We've got this floor to go, and then on the 7th floor we have the mid-tier boss, which is about as subtle as a punch in the face. Sorry, bloody hell, I've got a bad throat today. But yeah, so we've got to get past this floor, and then we can get on to the mid-tier boss. And the mid-tier boss is where we finish this part for this week, for, you know, today. So yeah, we're close to being done. Oh, why did I turn around there? I must have been a dead end, or going back to the original pathway. Oh, we have a new enemy. How nice. Oh, we have the hands. These are the killing hands, which are weak to physical attacks, so they're the easiest enemy to kill in the whole game. Even if you, because it sounds like a badass name, killing hands. These aren't weak to anything, so just most powerful attack you can muster. So yeah, the killing hands are the easiest enemies in the whole game. Because you just hit them and physical attacks and they go down pretty easy. So yeah, pretty easy. They're the, like I say, easiest enemy in the damn game. And we have one chest key. Healthy recipe. I don't know what the healthy recipe does, I'll be honest. I guess that gives you a health increase. Oh, that's what it does. It gives you health back after every battle you win, which is fairly useful. Teddy's getting a bit excited. So yeah, this is a nice change of pace. Ow, you hit me in the gut, you bastard. Oh, we have got a new enemy. What's this one? This is the Adamant Beetle, which repels physical attacks and is normal damage against everything else. So don't hit them. Is what I would say there. Sorry, bloody hell. But yeah, as I was saying, all you really have to do. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the fact that they turn the lights off in this on this floor is a nice little change of pace, I guess. It's more interesting, I guess. Makes it more interesting. And just and I think on this floor, let me try and remember. Yes, I think you need to get a key to open that door, because the door to the boss is like the one directly in front of you. Damn it, I missed. But you have to go through all these floors to get or through all these corridors to get a key. Damn it. To get a key in order to open the door, get to the mid-tier boss. Damn it, got hit again. I'm doing really badly. Oh, these are the dice. These are the silver dice. They have no weakness and they're strong against physical. So just hit them with your most powerful I guess just hit them with your most powerful elemental attack. That's pretty much all you can do, I guess. And Shadow Judge of the box, of course. Go-Ho M, which allows you to leave the dungeon whenever you want. It's useful, but you never. I don't think you can buy them, but I don't think you really need to. Oh, you can. You can buy them in the shop, but you don't really need to because you pick up enough on your way around as you go anyway. Stuff's all. That's more. They replenish SP. Yes. Oh, you're still here, you golden prick. Go on, I'm gonna get it. You can tell that I just do not care at this moment in time. I just want to get to the boss. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight. Airshot. Airshot. There you go. Third time's the charm. So yeah, this one's this floor I find ever so slightly more complicated than the rest of the dungeon, but it's not exactly difficult. It's still not difficult, but it's just kind of get confused, and I don't really like getting confused. I don't really like.
Sensei, are you okay?
I'm fine. I don't really like, you know, not knowing where I'm going. I like knowing, or having a rough having a rough idea of the layout. Shut up, iPad. Having a rough idea of the layout of the floor that I'm on. So it's, I don't really like it. Ah, here they are, the bastards.
I smell 4 enemies. Show them your stuff.
Because I think they absorb. Yeah, they absorb.
No one stands in Sensei's way.
Rainy Sister 3. Where are you? Rainy Sister 3. There we go, Rainy Sister 3. They drain physical attacks and ice attacks and electrical attacks and wind attacks. They're weak to ice though, and they have light and dark attacks have no effect on them. So yeah, Chie's your best bet for those assholes. But I still don't really like them. They're kind of annoying to work out at first. But anyway, I'm trying to work out where to give it. No, don't get rid of it. Yeah, I might as well actually. Yeah, get rid of Agi because I've already got Aguilar, which causes medium damage, fire damage to one person. So might as well get rid of the less effective move. Oh, here we go. This is where the boss is. That door that you saw there, that's the way out of the dungeon. That's what I was thinking. So here we go. The mid-level boss of the game is called Amorous Snake. Yes, it is called Amorous Snake. You'll always start off by doing that ailment susceptibility up. In terms of attacks, he's got Mind Slice, which deals moderate physical damage. Life Drain, which drains 30 HP. Sharp Student, which lowers the chance of being struck by a critical hit. Stagnant Air, which increases the susceptibility to ailments. And Virus Wave, which deals heavy damage to the party with a chance of poison. Which is the main reason why he does that thing at the beginning of the fight. Because as you can see now, Chie, Yosuke and Yukiko all poisoned. So yeah, basically what I'm doing there, instead of going in an all-out attack, we're hitting him twice with fire to try and... The aim there is to hopefully cause him to collapse. But anyway, he's weak to fire, and that's about it. So yeah, Yukiko's your best bet. And hopefully if you've got a fire attack, which you should have by this point. There's Mind Slice. It's a pretty decent attack, and that doesn't life drain, which of course replenishes his health a little bit, which is annoying. But we're almost done here. This should finish him off, hopefully. Yeah, one more attack.
Now's our chance. You ready? We're
no, I decide to go in and finish him off myself. So anyway, join me next time when we'll be going up again. Well, we'll finish off Rise's dungeon. See you then.